Hey Larry, what's up? Can you hear me? Hey Larry, what's up? Can you hear me? Turn down my volume. Okay. Oh, good. Glad. How you been, bud? Enjoying your weekend? Oops. Hold on, Larry. I got two windows open, I think, here. Shit. Let's see if let some people get in. I want to talk about Larry, are you doing the Justin Posey hunt? I'm good, man. Actually went down to Miami for the Marlins game. Took the bright line for the first time. It was pretty cool. The Marlins got waxed yesterday. That's all right. It was fun. Are you on the Justin on the Discord on K Pro's Discord? I mean, we can always talk Fen here too, but I'm doing this so we can do the I can kind of go over my thoughts on the on Justin's question and answers yesterday. Yeah, you should, man. It's a good hunt. Justin's really involved and he's on Facebook. He does answers questions, but nothing, not over the top like, well, in my opinion, not over the top like Forrest. Well, you should, if you're not, you should join it. There's so much information on there, especially in the voice chat when people get to chatting. I mean, you can pick up so much and you can contribute as well. It's really a cool place. Did you happen to watch any of the Q&A with Justin last night? Welcome everybody. Jump on in. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit, see if we can get at least up into double digits. I don't know, most of my, even not that I have a lot, but most of my group are Fen people who probably aren't too interested in the Posey hunt. Um, but we'll see who comes on in. You watch Jam and Emma? Yeah, that was good. Jam's a trip. They seem like a couple nice folks. Oh, someone asked for a link. Hold on. You want, yeah. I mean, some of those questions I look, don't get me wrong, everyone did a great job. I'm not getting on anybody, but I felt some of those questions were kind of, they were, well, they definitely weren't hunt related. It seemed like for every real good question, we had one that was sort of, but that's okay. Everybody, hey, OEP, welcome. I was just telling Larry, kind of just waiting a little bit and see if we can get a few people in here. Most of my group are fen searchers, so I don't think they have a whole lot of interest in the Justin Hunt. So we'll see. What were your thoughts yesterday, OEP? Did you get to watch all the Q&A? Larry, have you had a chance to buy the book? Give about another 5 minutes, guys. See. Yeah, see, it's low turnout. We'll get a couple more in here. Hey, Hooli. How goes it? Thanks for stopping by. Just going to go over. You probably hear a lot of what's been discussed, although not my points of view. I haven't shared those. Well, I have in the chat, but I want to do it here where I can do it freely and not have to worry about what I'm saying. And you know how it goes. Just waiting a couple minutes to see if we can get just a few more people. I was saying how I'm extremely grateful for last night. I just was a little not bummed, but just some of those questions were just like, why are we asking him these things? You've had the book. Oh, all right. Good, Larry. Do you have a search state yet? Are you a Montana searcher? I don't say where I'm at, but I do say I'm not Montana. So I don't think it's in Montana personally, but who knows? All right, guys, just a couple, wait about 4 more minutes. I mean, we're kind of started already, but before I really get into it, I'll just do a little chit chat now. Oh, what do you have a state you're focused on? Are you Montana? Oh, your boots on the ground. All right. Let's, how'd it go? That's cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, certainly, my first thought when I was reading, I started in Montana and I just kind of moved away from there. But, well, all right. So, okay. So yesterday was really cool. I mean, we got to thank Justin and everyone that put it together and Justin giving his time. And I mean, really, it seemed like a great event. I would love to have been there. It would have been fun. Um, but it's being in Florida, that's wasn't going to happen. Um, but I thought, as I've been saying, I thought the clues, I mean, sorry, the questions were really good, a lot of them, but I thought a lot of them also were kind of I don't know, not great. I thought there was some missed opportunity there a little bit. Hey, K Pro, welcome. Glad to see you. But yeah, overall, definitely. And the questions that were asked, and I couldn't believe how many answers Justin gave. I mean, it was really remarkable. He gave a lot of info. So, and I actually, this one's important to me. So I actually took notes before coming on, which I never do. I usually just kind of free flow. Um, it's funny, I've been on Discord for hours today, along with a lot of other people. I was listening to it on my train ride back from Miami, and uh, been listening to it, well, pretty much all day. And of all the stuff he gave, it's been kind of amazing to me that, and right, yes, people should be focused on everything he's talked about, but no one has said really anything about where do you start, right? I mean, he's telling you that the first actionable spot or in the poem is as hope surges clear and bright, but I don't hear people talking about where that is or what it means or how to get there or anything really. Um, the big topic of conversation has been the checkpoint, pretty much. With some other stuff sprinkled in there. Being in Florida, I know what that's like. This must be serious. Yeah, Hooli, it's serious. um, so yeah, I've been a bit surprised by that people aren't talking a little more about the first clue. I mean, that's obviously incredibly important. I mean, if you don't get that, pretty much like Forrest, you're not going to have anything. Now, Justin did say there's more than one way to solve this. So, I mean, I guess maybe you don't have to have that, to get solve it, but I would imagine it'd be pretty hard without it. What do I consider actionable? I mean, like, I think it's very similar to Fenn's poem in the sense that, the the first stanza, I think, is full all clues, but it's more introductory. And then where you first start trying to plot what you're going to do and where you're going to go starts where he said, and that would be actionable to me. It's kind of, all right, let me try to find this spot, right? Just like we did with where warm waters halt. Um, Forrest was a little more obvious giving that clue in the sense that it was obvious that you had to find this place called where warm waters halted. That was clear the way the poem was written. In Justin's poem, he's just kind of telling a not a story, but like just kind of a statement. It's not really a direction. It says, "As hope surges clear and bright." I mean, that's what is that? Well, now we know it's actionable and it's probably some kind of place, right? That you have to pinpoint as part of the solution. Justin did all the work. Yeah, no, you got you two, K Pro, you, Jam, Emma, everyone was great. I mean, it was really, really awesome event. I was saying I wish I could have made it, but couldn't happen. I'll wait to meet Justin after I find it. All right. Now the other thing I want to talk about. So that was my issue with that. I'm just surprised people aren't really talking about that. Um, Because I remember people with Forrest Fenn, everyone talked about where's your warm water salt, where's yours? Oh, Madison Junction or the border or wherever. So that was obviously important and just not. I don't know. It seems like people are more concerned what they're going to do when they find it, or what the container is, or all these end game things that it's like, well, you got to make sure you get there first, right? I think I'd focus more on the stuff before that. But I guess if you already have all that, then I guess it would be appropriate to shift your focus to the end. Um, Now he said, he was asked, was there a 200 or 500-foot searcher? And he said 2 miles, right? Which is, I mean, completely meaningless, right? Because if where you park your car is a mile from where you figure out where the treasure's at, right? I mean, that could be a main road. So for all we know, 2 miles includes thousands of people. So really, that is just a meaningless hint. What what got me listening was when he said right after that, he said, and others certainly closer. That was like, that I really took that to mean that someone's been fairly close. I mean, I don't know about 200 feet, but like some people, person or people have been close enough to, spark his interest, thinking, hey, these people are close, right? That's how I took that. That's certainly close comment. Because the 2 miles was, it was almost like he was talking to them, right? He's saying, he said, not, at least 2 miles, within 2 miles. And then it's like he almost thought about it. I was like, well, look, I don't want these people that are close to think they're not nowhere near it. So he changed it to say certainly closer. I don't know. That's kind of how I took that. So Blacktail Deer Creek. Yeah, that's a popular. I've heard people talking about that. 2 mile radius. What do you mean 2 mile radius possibly as well, Wakaiva? Welcome, by the way. Hello. Um, all right, so that was my thoughts on the 2 mile searcher. I just didn't think. I think he's hiding something there. It just seemed odd the way he was answering it. Um, so the checkpoint. So I have been pretty firm on the belief that the checkpoint is not boots on the ground. And I think I posted this in Discord a couple times. And even, and then I remember even K Pro asked, even with the new chapter, I was like, yeah, even with the new chapter, it just, I don't know, I just didn't think it was, because look, he says the checkpoint lets you know you're trending in the right direction, right? I mean, trending in the right direction is nice, but that's not telling you, hey, you're right on it, or it's right around the corner, or you found it. Just trending in the right direction, that could be a pretty broad thing that's covering, right? And then he made the comment about, well, when you're parked or when you're going for the treasure, you're no longer a searcher, you're the retriever, or you're retrieving it. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I think everybody was like, whoa, what did he just say? Um, so the way I put it all together, I mean, without rehashing every single thing, the short of it is my thought, the poem takes you to a spot. At that spot, you got to find the arcs on granite bold. And then based on that comment, you're going to find something there that's going to tell you exactly where the treasure's at, or it's going to give you a message that you have to decode, or maybe it's a proxy-ish type item with a message. Then you have time to figure it out because you've taken it, you've taken the message, right? And then you figure out where the treasure's at from there. And that's why, so essentially you have to find the message or the code or whatever it is, boots on the ground. Then you have to leave and figure that message out and then go to the treasure. And at that point, once you figured it out, you're the retriever, right? So you have to leave your original boots on the ground location to go get the treasure. And that's the only way to take that, I think, unless he made a mistake and I don't know, didn't realize what he was saying, but I think that's the only way that can all fit what he said, right? I mean, you guys have thoughts on that? What do you think? I mean, and again, the checkpoint is trending in the right location. If where you get the coded message or whatever it is to help you figure out where the treasure is at, that's way beyond trending in the right direction, right? That's why I'm thinking it's two separate things. I don't I'm still don't think that the checkpoint is necessarily where you figure where the treasure's at. It doesn't make sense to me. Turning in the right direction just means, okay, well, I have the procedure or the the way to decode the poem. I'm doing that correctly or something like that. It's not you're on the treasure, right? That's not trending. That's you fucking you got it, right? That's what that is. Yeah, exactly. Man with no name. Welcome, man with no name. The retrieving part really threw me off. I thought you had to search. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, that you have to search. The poem, right? He said, so let's put it all together. The poem takes you to an exact spot. Okay. So you're standing wherever that spot is. My belief is now you have to find something. Now you're looking for double arcs on granite bold, right? And once you find that, there's something there. Either it's on a boulder or it's on the landscape or it's uh, something hidden with a message, but there's something there that tells you somewhere else to go. So once you figured that out, then you leave, you go to that spot and you pick up the treasure. That's why you're now a retriever. It's so you're not searching anymore because you figured out the message. That's the only way it fits. Really, it's the only way that makes sense of what he's saying that I can see. I've been thinking about this, all night pretty much and all day. I mean, I would love to hear any other interpretations, um, but that's all I can come up with. So you got to leave your initial spot, and again, so then that's not a checkpoint. That's like the final point, right? I mean, that's telling you where the treasure's at. That's way beyond trending in the right direction. Way beyond. He's careful in using that language trending in the right direction because he doesn't want to say that that's because that's exactly what it is. It's just giving you an idea that hey, I'm working on this in the right way. I'm solving it the right way. I'm on to something. That's infancy stage compared to getting to the spot, finding the code that tells you where the treasure's at or the message. It's completely worlds apart. So that's kind of my thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, K-Pro. I'm definitely more, more in the camp that it's boots on the ground than I was after that, the Camarone Caliente, and after last night for sure. But I just keep going back to it. He said the checkpoint is in the poem. In the poem. I don't need to be boots on the ground to read and figure out the poem or to work on the poem, right? Maybe that's why wheel doesn't touch chuck well, because it's yeah, it has soil, right? Yeah. If you're retrieving it on boots on the ground, then why would you need a checkpoint? Exactly, man. Exactly, man with no name. Exactly. That supports kind of what I was saying, that there's separate things, right? Maybe at the key checkpoint, take it to the treasure so no one else. Right. So Huli, that's perfect. So if I get to let's say using what you guys are saying that or some of you are saying that the checkpoint's boots on the ground, right? So if the checkpoint is a spot that tells you where the treasure's at, only one person would ever need that, right? Only one. No one else would ever need. You see that again, right? The first person would take it or get it and go get the treasure, and the game's over. That's why it can't be a checkpoint. Checkpoints to me is a much more general thing where everyone would have access to it and everyone could use it to help them figure out that they're on the right track. You know, Trent, the right track's a perfect analogy for this. So it's kind of like there's you take a train and you're riding on one track and it splits off in different places and you take the right split. That's being on the right track. It doesn't mean you've reached your destination by any means. Just means, yeah, you're on the right track. You're headed in the right direction. That's all. I don't know. That's how I see it. You know, I don't know. It's tricky. Hey, Sturm, good to see you here. Think of the checkpoint from his perspective. He walked right by Fenn's chest. If they had a checkpoint, maybe the ending would have been different for everyone. Can he, yeah, can the checkpoint be removed or destroyed? Well, you know what? It's a punt. It would make sense he'd punt if it's not boots on the ground, right? That's a good reason to punt it because then he'd be clearing up that it's boots on the ground or not. So that kind of, I mean, I think it makes supports kind of what I'm saying. So if you're right, direct area, the checkpoint confirms and you know to keep going. But how would but you hear what I'm saying though? What the checkpoint's got, if it's the checkpoint and it tells you where to go to get the treasure, how is that? The first person there will have it. He said the first person at the checkpoint would have a good chance to get it. Not even a more than likely chance. He said, I think the term was a good chance. That's because if it's not boots on the ground and that he or she's first, just means they're further along the right track than everyone else. You think the checkpoint is figuring out what the bride is? Could be. Yeah, that could be. Checkpoint is, hey, Sean Chippendale, welcome. The checkpoint is the point where you get out of your car, then heading to the spot with the double arcs. Excellent chance, Caper. Okay. Yeah, I mean, excellent's a good chance. Well, look, here's the thing. I think he made a little mistake when, unless he wants to tell, but he said if someone tells him the checkpoint, he would let the community know. So, I mean, he's going to get a shitload of emails and messages, and he's going to have to let the community know that now that he said he would. So, if it's not boots on the ground, it's much more likely that we'd hear from him sooner than later, I guess, right? If it's boots on the ground, it'd probably be, take a while for us to hear from him. Now what? So well, we can we'll jump around, but what about when he had mentioned, and I've heard some people, murmuring about this, and I tend to agree with the idea that he expects and would like it found this summer. Um, he said if it's not found one, he said I'm surprised it's not found. Two, he said if it's not found in a couple months, he would give more hints out. I mean, to me, that sounds like he knows someone is again either right on it or very close or is very far along the right track. I mean, to me, I got the vibe that he's expecting this to be over this summer. I don't know what you guys think on that, but that seemed, I wouldn't say obvious, but yeah, I mean, fairly obvious. Faster is cleaner. Yeah, well, that's for sure, right? That's for sure. But yeah, a couple months. That puts us, what, a couple months takes us to the end of the season almost, right? We're June, so it'd be end of August. It's a couple months. Maybe another month after that, and then that'll be about it. And he's definitely slipped. He said Rockies, right? Which I was saying in Discord is not really much of a slip because, I mean, who's really not even in the Rockies? Pretty much everyone is, I think. So, but it was definitely a mistake. He definitely slipped there. There's no doubt. So I think anyone at this point you can pretty much rule out anywhere that's not in the Rockies. Just my opinion. That's my interpretation. You would like it to lasso it? Not if you're the one that finds it. Right? Your shit. It can end tomorrow if you're the one who finds it. Less people in trouble, less state clues, messy natural disaster. Yeah. Yeah, just like Fen, I never bought Fen's reason, whatever, not to get into it. But Justin has his own reasons for the hunt, right? So maybe to him, just doing it and accomplishing what he's done with the hunt is enough, right? He doesn't need this. For him, it's not about his legacy. Maybe it's he has other reasons, and I understand he has said some things too, but he has reasons that I'm sure he hasn't expressed to the public, and that's fine. He doesn't need to. But I think right now he's happy whether it ends today or not. So yeah, might as well end it soon so he doesn't have to deal with all the craziness. I mean, it's only been what, 2 months and there's already been craziness. I mean, geez, been rescue effort already. It was just, all kinds of people saying crazy stuff. I don't know. All right, so what else I got here? Um, oh, the Netflix hints. What about that? So he said there's two spots of hints in either episodes 2 or 3. He can't remember which ones that he surprises he no one's mentioned yet. And I gotta say, I watched episode 2 and 3, although it was kind of half-assed, but I did watch them today, this morning, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, Sean, I don't know if you've had a chance to see the Q&A. But he explained that yesterday. One reason was he didn't want people to duplicate it and copy it, or make, like, if he said it's a bronze of Tucker, he didn't want someone to make a bronze of a Visla and put it out there to confuse people or claim they found it or something like that. And then the other reason he said he was concerned about AI being able to figure things out, so he didn't want to reveal, what it was. Um, I'd be happy with a full year or two. And who, well, it has to be the shot of the treasure. Oh, you think that's it? Yeah, because there's been some, well, not really debate. This happens a lot. I say stuff Discord and people don't see it or no one comments on it. But uh yeah, there's a lot of either confusion or I don't know what about when he said I'm not in the scene. I mean, a scene is the entire thought of what's being shown on the screen. And some people are meaning that to mean, or excuse me, are taking that to mean that he's not on the screen. Like, for instance, the last scene of the show where he's in the woods and talking about he hid the treasure, where he backs out of frame and then comes back into the frame. That's an entire scene, even though he's out of the picture. But some people think that might be the hint. So that's what I'm saying. But he used the word scene, so I'm taking him at his literal word. He's not in the scene. Yeah, that's the thing. And as far as the last scene of the documentary, I'm sure that's not it because there's no way he'd have to remember if that's in episode 2 or 3. He would know right off the bat that's episode 3 because it was the end of the series. So that couldn't be, in my opinion, that's probably not the hint. Um, It could be a hint, but I think that hint someone has already mentioned to him. And it probably has to do with the branches behind him being tangled, twisted, or something like that. Anywho, that was my take on all that about the last scene. What you guys got? I'll agree with that Woody plot, except not entangled, twisted. You think the woods behind him is a hint, but you don't think it has anything to do with tangled, twisted. Is that right? Oh, yeah. Oh, you think it does have to do with that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sean. He made it seem like he didn't know. So there's no doubt that if that he knows that that's in the episode three, that scene with him in front of the woods. There's no question he knows that that's episode three. So it couldn't have been that one. Who's in here? Who else wants to jump in? Let's hear from you. Where are you searching? What questions do you have, or what are your thoughts about the Q&A from yesterday? I feel like I'm missing something else that was somewhat big. Oh, the Cipher. Yeah, the Cipher. I didn't. It doesn't matter to me because I haven't been trying to look for it or work on it or nothing really. I've just been seeing what's out there, but I'm not a Cipher person, so I'm glad he said that it's not important and that it only has to do with the container. So that doesn't seem important to me. Didn't he say that the scene was of his office? Oh, he did last night. He said about in his home. Oh, I missed that. Well, I mean, there's aren't many full scenes that he's not in, either talking or he's either talking out of frame or in front of the camera in his home. The safe scene, but even then you can see his arm, right? Doesn't it put that arm meteor into the safe? Well, shoot, now I'd have to rewatch it again. Yeah, I mean it does. I mean, I think it's a fish. I think he's saying up to the gills because that's exactly what it is, a fish. You know, I looked up gills because I mean obviously I know what gills are on a fish, but I'm like, well, let me see if it has any alternate meanings. And apparently a gill is that skin shit or whatever that hangs down from a rooster. And I was thinking, what if it's a rooster? That would be classic, right? You could rooster with the rooster. That would be so awesome. But then I thought for a minute it might be that, but then I'm like, well, that really is not shown in the series, right? Or in the book. I don't think they talk about roosters. But that would have been perfect. Is he always on screen for the pic of his grandpa? There's one, well, I know definitely he's not on the screen on one shot where they close up and you can see. I don't think he's in the screen when you can see that Raspberry Pi or whatever the thing's called and the crystal rock. No, yeah, the little that flap of crap below their necks. I don't know. That's called a gill, apparently. A grayling trout. Yeah, I mean, my guess would be some kind of trout, a bronze trout maybe, or I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something that I mean, it could be a what anodized titanium trout. Oh, well, here's something else I was thinking. I'll give this away. I mean, it's not some major thing. I could be wrong anyways, but um, so when I was talking about the poem takes you to a spot. We know that, right? It takes you to an exact spot if you solve the poem precisely. So then at that spot, I think you have to find something, but it's not going to be right at that spot, right? You have to look around. He says wisdom in shadowed sight. And then we have figured out where the treasure's at. And then on the website, he talks about his father helps him see. So I'm thinking whatever you have to find is it's in somewhere that's not open. It's in woods, which I guess is kind of intuitive. But I think that fits with because if you find wisdom, right, you're learning something, and you're learning something is not finding the treasure. Learning something is something that's helping you figure out the treasure, right? It's getting information. So wisdom and shadowed sight is what you need to figure out where the treasure's at, if that makes sense. I think that's definitely correct. We got to the gills, adverb entirely or extremely, to the greatest degree possible. Wisdom waits in shadowed sight, right? So you go to the spot, you're looking around, and in the shadows, you find whatever it is, whether it's a boulder or some other thing that gives you a code or a message or something that tells you where the treasure's at. So that's the wisdom you're getting in the shadowed sight. What you guys think? Now that camarones calientes, carved, no, carved in stone. I mean, look, I have said it before, and I can always dump this if I want. There's only not too many in here. I mean, I've always, and other people have said this. I think it's a boulder with either a bee carved in it or something else carved in it, right? Um, what was it? What was my point? What was I going to say? Ah, shit. I lost track of my thought. Ugh, sorry. What do you think? Hey, David, what do you think of him? Is this David Olson Piasano? What do you think of him specifically talking about access and high water marks in Montana? Oh, wait, I'll get back to that. I was talking about the checkpoint. That's right. The Camarone Caliente, where he talks about the border and the checkpoint carved in stone, right? I think he's saying, I mean, maybe that is, maybe what you're looking for is the checkpoint. I mean, it's hard to get around that, K Pro. I mean, you're right for sure. But I think that definitely tells you there's a carving in a stone, right? What's carved in there? I don't know. Double arcs. It's a stone of granite. He's carved something in it himself, right? Maybe that's why he couldn't answer it if it existed or if it didn't exist. I mean, the boulder existed, right? But he created the arcs, so those didn't exist. Maybe that's why he was struggling with that question. But that carved in stone in that story for sure. That's hard to ignore. So he carved the double arcs in the granite. I mean, could it be a picture? Could he have carved some type of picture that identifies the location and that picture has two arcs? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. All right, let's see. What do you think of him specifically talking about access and high water marks in Montana? I think it was a slip up, and he also mentioned Montana a different time as far as not entering private land. I mean, David, you're talking the wrong guy. I don't think it's in Montana anywhere. So I personally wouldn't think that's a slip up. I mean, obviously I could be wrong, but it's not for me to answer that question, I don't think. Sorry about that. I don't know. I mean, he discussed it. Um, but it's kind of like Fenn. Know your crowd, right? Know your audience. He was in Montana. So he may have, if it was in Nevada, he may have been talking, said the same thing and said the state of Nevada. And not to mention, he lives part-time in Montana and he knows he kind of grew up there and knows all the law there. And so, I don't find it a slip up that he would mention Montana. That's just what he's most familiar with. I live in Florida. If I said something other than Florida, doesn't necessarily mean I would have hit the chest here, right? I mean, Fenn talked about New Mexico all the time. It wasn't there. You still think wisdom is the location to start, but it could be double meaning. Yeah. I mean, it could be for sure. I mean, I wished, oh man, I wish we could have gotten a question about just like, the whole, the poem takes you to a point. Is that point close to the checkpoint or is it close to the treasure or something like that? And then some of the people in the audience is like, oh, you got to take the time and word the question right. They were just saying their question. It's just like, oh, because there was some good stuff there potentially. It's just some of those questions weren't worded, perfectly. And then, Justin pointed that out. What do you guys think about the bride? He said she's not, or the bride is not a live person now or not live now. I don't know if he did that on purpose or if he's just talking and didn't think about it. I mean, I think, there's certainly you could imply that it could have been a person that's died, or you can also imply that it's not a person at all. That one's interesting. I hated that when he was thinking about that 200, 500 question, I was really hoping for something with a little more meat. I mean, 2 miles. It's like, dude, that's so could be thousands of people could have been within 2 miles of that thing, probably. Oh, I wish he would have narrowed it down a little bit. He definitely knows because he said as much. He just wouldn't let us know. And then he said it's too soon to say that. But then on the same, he says he surprised it hasn't been found. Hmm. You guys, anyone going boots on the ground soon? Well, OEP just got back, he said, or she said. Anyone else? Anyone have a hint about the cipher? I thought it could be the ABCD time one, but that's clearly not it because that's from the poem. So, plus, I'm sure Justin would have seen that. He said he didn't see it, so clearly that's not it. I mean, how do you even go about picking out where in a book that what language you would use for the cipher? I mean, this is why ciphers are so aggravating, and I just don't mess with them. I was so pleased when I found out this, wasn't a cipher-based solution, and also JCB. That's why I didn't really work on the. I mean, I worked on it, the PNF box, um, but I just stopped with the crossword. I didn't dig into the corner ciphers or anything like that. I just don't like that stuff. Yeah, the one person who has the technical part right. Yeah, another thing yeah, that's a good point, Sean. I heard people on Discord, they were using the tech, the word technical, they were calling it tech and then relating it to technology, like techie. But I don't think that's necessarily what he means at all. It just means it's a certain skill of a certain trade or certain something that's specific to a certain job or certain knowledge that you have to use. I don't think it has to necessarily do with technology or software engineering or anything like that or computers. I mean, it could, but I don't think that's a given. I think he said technical. That can be like, I don't know. I don't know. But it could be, some kind of sketch or, well, you know what I mean. Well, I think am I missing anything else that was, I mean, Beatles over the Stones, that's kind of no-brainer for me. Dillon over Joni Mitchell. Star Wars over Star Trek. I mean, come on, man. That's a for sure. Yeah, oh man. I felt there was more for the taking. I'm greedy, you know. I felt there was more there to pull out of him. If I had to, from my point of view, the best thing he said, I think that retriever thing was the most important thing he said. My opinion, obviously. These are my thoughts. Obviously, my opinion. Okay, how does he say he knows only one person on Earth has found the tech clue? Yeah, see, that's interesting, K-Pro. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. On the checkpoint, when he said to my uncertain knowledge, so he copied like Fenn's words. But in Justin's case, I think the way he said it is he doesn't know, right? Um, because he doesn't know. Because he said later that if someone lets me know they found it, he would tell us, right? So he has no way of knowing if someone's been to the checkpoint or figured out the checkpoint at all. No way. Um, and then you say, how is, yeah, I don't know how he's the only one, the one person who's found the tech clue. It's interesting. He said the guy posted it and then withdrew it, but no one commented on it. Everyone poo-pooed it or something. Yeah, he punted on a few for sure. I think technical refers to an aspect of the poem, like the technical interpretation of a line, if you want to get technical about it. Yeah, it could be. Technically, a tomato is a fruit. So you'd have to be in a certain field to know this. Is that kind of what you're saying, man, with no name? That only if you were in a... Yeah, the uncertain knowledge was just a caveat. It was just another way of saying, I don't know. Because no one's told them. And now everyone's going to send them what they think is the checkpoint. If they've been boots on the ground, they're going to send them where it was or pictures of it. And if they're not, like myself, they might send them just what they think in the poem it is, or, whatever. Yeah, it could be the degree thing for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the Ursa East. I mean, I got my own solved, but the Ursa East has messed with me big time. Tomato. Yeah. That's funny, Holy. Yeah, I don't think it's technology either. And Justin, man, he started taking questions from the audience like a champ. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, I think that was probably unexpected, right? Oh, and Caper, what happened to the questions? Wasn't Cynthia supposed to be questioned? What happened to that? You guys should have done that before, just while everyone was waiting for Justin. That would have been good filler, like the opening act, and then the headliner could have come on. But it never happened, huh? Because it got too late or something, or she didn't want to do it. Why not? 20 days, David. Whoa. What state are you searching? You don't have to tell me, obviously. I mean, I don't say, so I understand if you don't want to. But some people don't mind. So if you don't mind, let us know. Some of the questions he punted were asked from the audience. Yeah. Yeah, I think you may not have been. I was saying how poor the audience just couldn't word the questions right. A couple of them. I am, and my I figured out. No, no, that's the blob. If you remember, I figured out the blob is something when my I got a little lens blocker on my camera, so I'm not coming through. That's that blob that somehow it sees like a shadow of me or my hand or something near the closed camera. I think maybe it's the little light to the side of the camera. I don't know, man, but it picks that up. But no, I'm safe. But thank you. I appreciate the warning. I just hope Justin's waiting to end the chase fast, not because of some psycho search. Well, yeah. Oh, they did, really? Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, can't do it. You can't do it. Yeah, I read I don't know how I consider myself very invested already, and I spend a lot of time reading comments. Obviously, I'm on the Discord, so I see everything going on in there. I'm on a few Facebook pages, Twitter, Instagram, and there's already some kooks out there. I'm not gonna name names or anything like that, but I mean, the longer it goes, the worse that's gonna get, no doubt. But yeah, it to me, everything tells me he might say he doesn't care one way or the other, but I think he definitely wants this over sooner than later. I mean, he's not gonna, I think he's got a plan that of how he wants to, deliver extra hints and all that. And I think he's gonna stick to his plan, right? I don't think he's gonna really change anything unless, like you said, just things aren't getting found. But he probably already had this kind of timeline in his mind that he was going to keep. But I think if he had his druthers, he'd want this found this summer. Period. I love that Cynthia did an additional question, helped others also have a chance to speak up. I mean, I think there's zero chance it goes beyond next summer. But I still think if I was betting, I'd say it'd be found this summer. I mean, I think Justin thinks, and again, he's the creator and he's a freaking genius. But I think he thinks that it's fairly simple. Um, you know, whether it is or not, I don't know. Froggy mentioned possibly Philly. Philly? The hell's he doing in Philly? Dude, I swear, okay, Larry, I don't know if he's still here, but Larry and I are in the forgotten state. No one comes down here. And there's a lot of searchers in Florida. You got that Tampa couple that was up there, right? Got Florida dude, Florida girl I've seen. I'm sure there's many more of us. Duff is from Florida on Discord. There's a bunch of us. No love for the Sunshine State. Maybe I'll take a train up to Philly next. I'll take my train traveling all around the United States. Technical just knows of it being solved once on a social media, so uncertain meaning. Others may also have solved that, just not shared. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he can only be aware of what's been shared. I mean, there could be some guy out there camped out 2 feet from, who knows, but Do you think he would want it to last longer so he gets more hype and would sell? Sean, I don't think he's like that. I mean, the obvious, well, I don't know if it's obvious to you. Maybe you don't know. The guy's a multimillionaire, you know. I don't think he cares about selling another documentary. Like I said, he has his reasons for this hunt. And there's certain personal reasons I'm sure he has that he hasn't shared with anyone. Maybe, you know, his very close circle, um, that are his reasons, not for the public to know. It's very probably very personal. You know, combining, his brother and his hunt on Fenn's hunt and all that. So may be pleased already. So he may have already accomplished what he set out to accomplish and doesn't care if it's found today. Who cares? Apparently, that was not a film crew hired by Justin or his people. I don't know if that's true. K-Pro might confirm, but I think in the Discord, I think was it Coolma was saying, or no, Emma was saying that that they were hired by someone else apparently. So maybe someone else is trying to do their own documentary, but it was not hired by Justin. The guy just doesn't seem, he seems, for a multimillionaire, he seems super down to earth. I've never met him, so I can't really speak to it, but just from what I've seen, seems like a cool guy, and he's just not like that. I was told independent group, not Netflix. He hired them, is what I was told. So not about independent group hired them. I see. Yeah, Sean, just some kind of closure for him, and this is the last thing, and that's it. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. You're searching all those states, David? Man, you're busy, bud. Oh, hired by just so yeah, Emma was saying no this morning on the Discord. Huh. Yeah, Larry, that's right. No love for the free state of Florida. You got Justin's like, oh, it's fucking nuts down in Florida. I don't want to go down there. Come down here, be ready for anything. Before it started, it was just a friend film to chronicle his life. Then they pointed to the guy who needed to cut the line as he has been cast in the doc. Oh, huh. Did that crew record the whole thing? Justin doesn't, yeah, he has no love for salt water, too. That's right, Uli. That's not going to help getting him down here. We got some great freshwater fishing, though. He doesn't like bass either. We got a lot of bass. We got some redfish, though. He'd like redfish. Do some redfish, and there's plenty of trout. Snook. He'd love all that. Emma talk to them, not me. Huh? That's weird. Then why would Emma say what he didn't hire? Oh, I mean, I'm sure I should have said it like that. I mean, I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it. It's just that's what she thought. Emma and Jam seem very genuine, very nice people. So I wanted to put up a picture. I have my Fen. This is my search spot for the Fen treasure on my picture, and I wanted to put up a BTME picture, but I couldn't really find it. I did the book, and it posted it in reverse. And I'm like, oh. Then I pulled the map, and it did the same thing. I just said, forget it, man. Just go with this. This looks like I could have been searching for Justin's treasure here too. You want a tarpon fish? Yeah, tarpon too. I wanted to go. It's funny you say tarpon. I wanted to go. I was going to go to the Keys because I went down to Miami for the Marlins game. And I was going to go to the Keys after, and I didn't. But they have this place in Isla Morada. It's called Robbie's, and you can hand feed the tarpon. And they're not in captivity. They're out on dock, and it's pretty fun. It's cool. We did ask how that now that he has a dock, will he delay the solution location? That question was punted. The location, or the solution. That's an interesting. How come I didn't hear that? I didn't hear that one. Huh, that's a good question. I guess that would really be up to the finder, wouldn't it? I mean, I guess unless Justin made him agree, he or she can't divulge it, but he couldn't control I mean, other than that, he couldn't control the finder. Oh, you did that in the Cayman? Okay. Yeah, it's fun. Been down there. Yeah, I've been a few times. Last year, went with the kids and they loved it. Freaking tarpon were huge. Maybe not. It wasn't up to Jack. Yeah. It wasn't up to Jack. Maybe I'll have to wait 5 years. Yeah. It's funny, K Pro, when I was watching the today to look for those clues in the Netflix doc, I watched that scene of Shiloh again saying how everyone's impatient. He's like, just wait. Wait, like something was gonna come out. And now they filmed him. What was it? It must have been like 2022 when they filmed him a long time ago. We're still here. What day are we on? You still keeping track? It's like day 1,700 or something, isn't it? It's got to be around there. 5 years just passed. What would that have been? 365 to 1,800 days. This is whoever finds this is gonna have to hide it and do their own doc too. This is gonna be the endless string of docu-series. Although the thing for Justin, I mean, it can't look. I love the hunt, and this is no way of belittling it, but it's not gonna be able to compare as far as a documentary, really, for the to the Fen thing. 1842. Thank you, Holy. I mean, Fenn's lasted 10 years, six people died. There's all this kind of stuff, behind the scenes and giving clues. And there's just so much there that's kind of juicy for a documentary. If this thing gets found in this summer, next summer, there's just not going to be enough there I mean, I'd be interested in it, of course, but, the average Joe, I don't know. Oh, man, cast searchers. That is wild. Hey, who cares? It would be funnier if someone found it and refused to cooperate. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Candy just messaged me this week that she doesn't think Shiloh's going to give answers. Bless her heart, even she gets it now. The strong supporter of Shiloh is over. Yeah, forget it. Being shit over here, Holy. JCB, that's it. I'm still on that. I'm focusing on Justin, but I'm not going to be able to do, I got my JCB Forest Fend solve in Colorado. So I'm not going to be able to do, I can't go out there for both of them out west. Oh man. So I'm focusing on Justin's and JCB's just has to fall by the wayside. I'm considering teaming up with someone, but I don't know. I'm also looking to maybe team up with someone for the Pokemon box. I'm very confident in my Pokemon solution. Only that may be, very well may be. I think Justin has a plan and potentially more hunts ahead of us. What? Second Doc launches another hunt? Is he just giving away his whole fortune to crazy searchers? What's he doing? God, dude must have more money than he knows what to do with. God bless him. Definitely noble pursuit. I think it's great. People are getting out there. Taking me beyond my comfort zone, that's for sure. So did Forrest. I'm a city guy. Concrete and that would be incredible, especially if it was out here. I mean, anywhere. I'd take up in, the mid-Atlantic would be fine. It doesn't have to be in Florida. An easy coast hunt? Yeah, east. I got you. That would be so cool. Maybe that's why he wants it to end so he can get on to hunt number two. Wow, that's wild. And they task searchers. Man, oh man. Jeez, I just spent over a month in Montana and now can ride a dirt bike. I better start being tight with my Toff. What's that, Holy? A month. Yeah, that's cool. Although, with all due respect, I don't think I could spend a month in Dillon, Montana. A week. Yeah, that's enough. That's good. When do you fish? When do I fish or when does K-Pro fish? I always fish. I fished a lot younger days. I don't fish so much these days. Last time I went real fishing was like a year ago, really. I shouldn't say real fish. I meant, offshore. That was about a year ago. Oh, K-Pro. Well, I'm just here babbling about my fishing. So what else you guys got? Anything else on this or anything else? Forrest Fenn, JCB. I think I hit all my notes. There might be other things I'm missing, but I think it's yeah, I think it's almost no doubt that you have to this treasure hunt, you will have to be boots on the ground in two different locations. That's the biggest thing I took from that. And whatever that means from there, I'm not sure, but I think that's a certainty based on what he said. Has to be. Unless the only other scenario is Well, that you configured the exact spot out from home. That's the only other scenario, right? Fishing didn't go well. Justin offered him at the signing to take him out and teach him. Oh, that's nice. Fly fishing's tough. I've only done that once ever. Florida fly fishing's not a big thing here. I mean, some people do it, but not not really. We just don't have obviously the mountain streams and all that. Go offshore or inshore, it's all mainly, bass, redfish, trout, snook. I don't think you can do it all from home from something else he said. I'm about to print and study the transcript. We'll have more to say soon. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, the thing everyone knows, he said what he said, you can do a fair amount from home, and he's also used the term a reasonable amount from home. So that would certainly leave the only other option then being it's two different boots on the ground required. Maybe in the same day, but two different locations are required. That's inescapable, I think. Who cares going boots on the ground for Jace? Huh? Oh, going boots on the ground for JCB as soon as I get a window. What box? Who cares? You going for the big one or which one? He did say, "Hey, great coat, great coat, great coat." Well, retracted. I didn't get to finish reading it. Something. Oh, where he said not to use vacation days. Yeah, I love to be on the water. Fishing is an excuse to be there and not think about work. PNF box. Oh, okay. Do you live out that way? Who cares? I did a little work on that, but there's no chance I'm going out there, so I kind of let it go by the wayside. But I am a definite Van Sickle proponent. Oh, not yeah, gray coat. I don't mean two. I'm saying, well, that's if you believe the checkpoint. That goes back to the other thing. If you believe the checkpoint is that spot boots on the ground. But I'm saying it might be the same day, same boots on the ground trip, but you have to do it in two different locations, maybe not far apart. And maybe it was a way he did it to, I don't know. I don't know why he would do it that way, but just to be different or oh, you're going to Tahoe next month, K Pro. Good luck. Well, JCB, he's one who said he thinks one will be solved this search season too. I'm sure that was based on something actionable, some not actionable, but something he received. I know he's got a team, but I still believe he reads that stuff. I think, JCB might not give a crap, but if he just got a little more involved, you know, I mean, once Justin's hunt hit, JCB kind of took a back seat for most people, is what it seems like to me. Certainly for me, he did. I went out. I've done several boots on the ground for the Pokemon box. Uh, but still, nonetheless, my focus is on Justin's hunt. One, because first of all, because it's worth a lot more than those smaller boxes. But he's got to be more more out there. Now it does appear JCB's been he's posted a few things lately, in the last month on his Instagram or wherever he posts stuff. So maybe that's his attempt to be more into it. But I mean, with Justin, he gets out there, he's doing the interviews, he meets the people. That endears a lot of people to him, and it gets them more invested. Hey, I met the creator. I don't know. I'm just babbling. Ohio, it's in Ohio. Oh, who cares? As an Ohio person, I have a joke, but you might live in Ohio, so I won't say anything. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to name names, but some people here knew who I'm talking about. There are a few out there people from Ohio in the treasure world. All right, Justin, we're asked to do a joint jam, and Justin, JCB and Justin, we're asked to do a joint interview. Just said yes, JCB. No, yeah, that would be cool. But hey, he said JCB said he was going out hunting, treasure hunting. He implied he was going for Justin's hunt. I live in Michigan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm saying who the hell would put a treasure in Ohio, basically. See, like, hey, we gotta spruce this place up. Let's throw a treasure in here. Oh gosh, Fembury? No way. I assume you asked that tongue in cheek. It's funny, man. In the last week or two, I've gotten like I don't even watch anything Fed really. I'm just so over it. I haven't searched for a Fen thing in so long. Because the longer I think about it, the more upset I get. Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that place. When's Fembury scheduled? Is it going to be in New Mexico and it's going to be soon? July? I have no idea. Like, Ben's doing some Fen content. And I just don't watch. No, just because I don't want to hear about Fen anymore. It's hard to believe that I'm saying that, but it's the truth. And it's not because I'm a bitter non-finder. It's because of, and it's not even really because of the ending per se. It's just the way the families handled it and the fact that it's clear Forrest lied and he gave people hints. It's like, fuck that, man. I'm sorry. That's kind of why so now I see something about Fenn. I almost like, ugh, I almost have a gag reflex. That's just where I'm at. And I'm content with that the solution's 9 Mile Hole. I don't need anything else. Yeah, I would like to see the video, but I believe that that's where it was. And in fact, as upset as I sound, I know I differ from Capro. I don't necessarily believe he gave Jack a hint. Um, I think Jack found it. I don't know if Jack had a metal detector, maybe, or what. I mean, there's no doubt Jack didn't solve it. He just searched the shit out of the place and finally found, is what I think. But Force gave me, yeah, of course. I'm grateful for that. I memories that, I'll always have and all that stuff for sure. I agree. But to me, he doesn't get a pass. Just, you got to take the good and the bad, but it's unfortunate because it does sour it. It could have been all that it was and more, but he soured it. Dale thinks so, yeah, and lots of other details, but yeah. And certainly, JCB and Justin have helped put that in the past too. Just gives you something else to focus on other than that nonsense. I mean, like that stoof.com, like I could give a shit what that is. I've only been to that site like 4 or 5 times, handful of times in the last couple of years. And the last time was over a year and a half ago, I think, or whenever. It's like the last thing I want to do is play a Fen game. But yeah, the chase was great. And then we're watching that documentary again today, watching the poor hearse, man. And it's just, it's the thing about the Fen hunt is 99% of the people don't know each other, right? None of us, I mean, I shouldn't say none of us. I don't know any of you guys really. I mean, I've only had contact still. I've been saying this for years, but still only with phone contact with one person. But at the end of the day, everyone, when they're talking about that feeling that they had when Forrest said it was found, it's like the bottom fell out. And you saw Lou B talking about it too. And it's like, man, that's something all of us can relate to. That's a common thread. It's like, shit, that hurt, man. That was a rough night. That was a rough night. But anyways, yeah. So I was watching that, thinking about that. I'm like, we can relate. Everyone can relate to that moment. But see, I don't expect any. It's funny. I don't expect any of that in this. I expect this one to go. It may not be perfect, but I don't. I'm not worried about Justin giving hints. I don't bat an eye with Justin when he's hanging out having dinner with Cynthia. I don't care about that. I have full confidence in Justin. Yeah, that's a good point. Who cares? I mean, I remember no one believed it. I didn't believe it. I was sitting here, having a couple beers when I saw the notification. I couldn't believe it. I called my son's my search partner and I was basically screaming. I couldn't, it was a pretty nutty evening. I mean, timing was crazy. I mean, right there, COVID, the retrieval, anyways, if we'd say the fine was actually October of 19 or August or September, whatever, you know, and then they have the Femboree and or the Femme finale, and then just like clockwork, the day was over, he died. It's like we said the goodbye and then he died. It's so weird, you know. Not conspiracy weird. Forrest died. He had a heart attack, whatever it was. Shiloh didn't murder him. As much as I dislike Shiloh, I'm not pinning that on him like some other people. Yeah, I know. I remember that you checked, and a lot of people were on your show talking, and Sasha checked, and Cynthia, and yeah, I don't remember. I posted. I was in K-Pro's chat. I don't know when it was, one of these recent ones. And I went in under my previous name and posted something, and then I'm like, oh shit. But it's not a big deal. I don't know if you remember Anon Anon. Anyways, I was Anon Anon before I became stuck in Chaselandia. So then I'm like, shit, I outed myself. But then I'm like, no one would know Anon, even though I posted it. I'm like, no one knows Anon Anon is stuck in Chaselandia. But it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I think I said it once before. Did you see that? And I retracted it like immediately. I'm like, shit. I panicked. I went into panic mode. My cover of 5 years is gone. What should one do with the Fen solution, the true solve? What do you mean 2 trips? Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Let me ask. 2 trips. Are you asking because you believe you have the true solution? If he hadn't passed away when he did, I think Forrest would have eventually started talking. K Pro, yeah, I was an on and on. But that was a lot. I mean, I've been stuck in Chaselandia 5 or 6 years, so it's okay. It doesn't. But back then, during the chase, I was mostly a non and on. And on Chase Chat, I think I was a non and on. And Thor, I might have been a non and on, and then changed my name to. On Thor, I was my Chase Quest. I wasn't stuck in Chaselandia. Don't tell anybody. It's only between the 13 of us, 14 of us. I'm not sure exactly when I changed it. It may have been when right when it was found. I think I started doing videos. That might have been when I changed my name because I wanted to do my videos separate from Anon and On. But I don't know. It could have been before that. I love Mike Capro, but he bungled up Thor. What happened? It was still going, and then all of a sudden now it's gone forever. Oh, oh yeah, with the Anon and On. Yeah. But even on Thor, I backed off. I mean, I wasn't posting there or anything really. I'd check in every now and then, and it was the same 5 to 10 people. Oh my God, going on about Zoso, love Zoso, but he was just constant about his solution in Montana is the right one. He had to learn the hard way. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, when you have Discord, it kind of does away with the need for Thor, really. I mean, the thing about Thor, it was nice and organized. So you can go back and find a post. You can search for it. It was in categories and topics. Discord's, you can chat, but it's just one thread that's endless. It's so hard to find shit. But Discord has the voice that a lot of people like because it doesn't get saved, but apparently, unfortunately, someone's been saving it anyways. Forums are a better archive. Yeah, who cares? But hey, it's gonna sound like old man syndrome. That's things change, and you know, Discord is where it's at these days, and that's what's being used. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, combinate with Discord and then really not knowing, yeah, not that much participation. What else you guys got? Like I always say, this is for those who are new, maybe a couple of you, not many, but two trips, yes. Okay, is that an answer to my question? I knew it. You can always tell, no offense, but you can always tell someone that's like you by the question they ask. Okay, so where two trips is your solution? Just give me a general, spot or I mean, don't tell me a state. Give me at least close to this. Discord is too noisy. David Crump went bitter. Larry, a lot of people went bitter, my friend. A lot of people. Two trips. We got two trips. Two trips may be bitter. I don't know. Let's see what two trips has to say. I mean, I had to. I mean, I'll just since Capro's here now, I'll just say it. And Hooley, I had to remove a post today, and I forgot to put it. To notify you. Some guy. It's on there, so it's not like I'm talking out of school. Richard Lionheart or something put some odd post, and I removed it. And I told him I just said, hey, this type of post isn't appropriate. Thank you. And he he responded that, well, if I was fluent in Fen speak or something, I would know. And I'm thinking, dude, you obviously didn't read my name. I'm a, I'm a Fen searcher. But I didn't even respond. I just left it. It was fine. Two trips out, but that is the dilemma, as FF said. If it comes out, it would hurt good people. Yeah, two trips. I'm not asking you to tell me the entire solution. I'm just asking you to tell me a general spot on a treasure hunt that's been over for 5 years. You know, that's all. Not a, not a, it's not America's secret military plans or something. Larry, uh-oh. Larry, what do you mean you agree with two? You know who Two Trips is. All right. I mean, are you in Wyoming at least? It's the one thing I have trouble with the Fen conspiracy stuff. Military plans, Ronson. Yeah. Two trips. Are you on the Discord? I mean, I don't really know. And look, I mean, there's someone on Discord. I won't name him here, but he's still held up on the Fen thing. He wouldn't say anything about it, about his solution. But it's been 5 years, guys. When is it okay to say something? 10 years? 20? I don't. I mean, really, there's no scenario, no reasonable scenario that you come up with that you can't say your solution on the Fen chase. Never have done Discord or Reddit. Oh, okay. Well, if you're into the Justin Hunt two trips, you should check out the Discord. A lot of good people, a lot of ideas flowing. There's a voice chat. I don't chat in there. This is my spot for chatting. Um, and a lot of good ideas going back and forth. So you should check it out if you're into that hunt or the JCB hunt. Although definitely the lion's share, no pun intended, of the discussion is about Justin's hunt. But there's a solid group of JC beers in there. Man, it's tomorrow Monday already. Goodness gracious. But I've had hard trouble, one, with why people won't say where they were for the Fen, and two, that they don't believe it was in Yellowstone. I mean, I can live with people not believing it was 9 Mile Hole, but I cannot understand why people insist it's not in the park. It's baffling to me, it really is. Pretty sure the JCB. Oh, the Forest Fem box. Well, good luck. Stay safe. Is it in Colorado? That's where my solve is. It's weird. When that first came out, I just looked at JCB and I said, you know, he looks like a Colorado searcher. And then when I started digging into it, I was in Colorado. I could be totally wrong. Could be anywhere, but it's just funny that I ended up there and I thought that of him. Two trips, like I said earlier, I'm on the Pokemon box. I was pretty obsessed with that. I mean, I've been out to that spot or to that spot 3 times. I went to another one that's wrong one time, the first time I went out. But I got to the point where I can't go back without justification. I'm a little obsessed, but I'm reasonable at the same time, usually. Yeah, but I mean, I say this as politely as I can. Who made you the steward of who comes out with the solve or not? Before you commit on Justin's hunt, Larry? Well, we hope to have you. Get another Floridian in there. Show these people how Florida does it. Oh, really? Are you Jack Stoof? 2 trips? Is that what your name is? It took you 2 trips to hide. It took Forrest 2 trips to hide the treasure. Is that where you got your name? Do I know you by another name? 2 trips? I'm intrigued. And Larry agrees with you, which intrigues me even more. No, I don't know you, but oh no, you didn't get your name back from there. Well, you can't even share a state? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. People were sharing states before it was even found. I shared my state before it was found. Well, I'm glad you stopped by 2 trips. I haven't seen you before, so you're always welcome. Even if I think, well, whatever I think about you not releasing your soul. It's hard for me. I try because I want. Oh, yeah, K Pro. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, so I try to be polite to the group of fenners that either think their solution's correct or think all these conspiracies that it wasn't in Wyoming or. But sometimes, my mouth. it's hard for me to hold back, and I get a little ornery. Oh, okay, I see. The backstory is unclear, but there is one. Yeah, that's another common thing that the people that are like you and the fact, they think they know, they always talk in code and they use, words from the poem when they're telling a story, like, oh, you gotta, oh, only if you're within warm waters halt, or, they talk like that. It's seeming you're like that as well. I'm getting the sense. So it's definitely a definitive group type, this archetype of the Fen searcher holding on to their incorrect solves. I just want to understand it. I just don't. I just don't. I try. But again, you're always welcome. And I just met you, so this is the first time, so I'm giving it to you a little bit, but after today, probably I won't do that again to you. Okay, two trips. I gotta, you're not the first person to say this. Who? Okay, one. Okay, one. Why would the cover be in the worst possible place to be? The park. Why would that be the place selected for the cover? Two. Who the hell is being protected from what? What can someone possibly have to be protected from? Nothing. I mean, it's crazy talk, man. The only thing good about not giving a definitive solution is that everyone gets to believe anything they want. Yeah, it's fantasy land. Of course. What it is, it's an inability. I think, well, part of it is an inability to accept that they spent so much time and energy and money, blood and sweat and tears on this to be so wrong. That's the problem. They can't accept it. It's too tough of a pill for them to swallow. Some people swallow the pill, some don't. That's really, I think, one of the, a better way to put it. Jack already provide. Yeah, thank you, Captain Kidd. Not only Jack, but, Sarah Davis, Carl Summer, the government attorney, whatever her name was, I forgot. I mean, I was there on the line listening to that hearing along with, maybe 20 other people. Larry, yeah, I am a little bit. And it's been a long time. I don't do these streams that often, so I got to get my fill of yelling at fen searchers holding on to broken dreams. So yeah, when's the last stream I did? Probably a few months ago, 2 or 3 months, I'm guessing. I went a while there without a stream. I went over a year for a bit. It's just really, and I on Discord, I'm a mod there, but I don't ever chat in the voice chat, and it pisses some people off. I know, because they think, I'm just sitting there listening to get ideas, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I got my own thing, my own solution. There's no point because, you talk to people and they want to know, well, why do you think that? Well, I don't want to tell them, so I don't want to start some kind of back and forth, that gets nasty with someone. It's just not worth it. Protected from lawsuits, from scrutiny. A solution wouldn't that wouldn't affect anybody. The only one that would be affected is Forrest, and he's gone. It's a location. A location cannot implicate anybody. It's just a spot on the ground. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, really, the only thing I still have interest in about the Fen hunt is that auction site. I'm all ears when it comes to the auction site. I was very interested in that. I mean, I don't think about it anymore, but I would be perking up if there was information, new info on that. Yeah, who cares? And it was cool, but it's time when it ends, it ends. You got to move on. There's a lot of, I mean, it's 5 years, man. Wow. And still thinking that they, one, have the correct solution, and two, not revealing it. They're, you know who you're protecting two trips from scrutiny? Yourself. Because when you tell you're solved to anyone, they're gonna eviscerate you. That's who you're protecting. All right, Huli. Thanks for coming by. Another season or more, man. Yeah. Hey, there's Ben. Those who have given up on force film most likely regret it. Court cases definitely got in the way of a plan. Hey, Ben. Appreciate it, man. You're always welcome. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've given up. Yeah, for sure. I don't listen anymore. It's just nothing anyone can tell me about Fenn is interesting to me. Unless they want to come out and show me that the video, I'll be all ears then. But a promise of Shiloh coming forward, trying to give off that it's personal, the solution, this and that, when he would have sold it to Netflix for the right price. I mean, I can't deal, dude. You know, it's a load of crap. It's all about the money over there. And that's fine, but just tell me it is. Don't give me some BS about you care in I don't know how long you've been here, but I was just saying earlier how I watched these last couple of the Golden Greed episodes over because of some stuff Justin said last night. And how I watched Shiloh sitting there saying and getting pissed off how he was getting bugged by the community for answers. And he's like, well, just wait. Just wait. They're coming. And then when was that filmed? 4 years ago? I mean, it's a joke. Well, I don't know how long you're willing to wait. I'm not waiting anymore. There's no point. If it comes out, it comes out. I'll find out. I myself have accepted the end, but feel I deserve another turn. Yeah, Larry, absolutely. And there's other hunts out there that I'm not really, I don't know enough about to talk to, but there's this one that's like a horror type of hunt, and there's a couple others out there. Why do you do what you do? What is your reason for carrying on? Carrying on what, two trips? I mean, Ben, I mean, there's no zero reason at this point, 5 years out, that Shiloh can't give us a solution. Zero. Sorry. You know? All right. Yeah, what carrying on for what? Two trips? You mean carrying on in life or with the Fen or with this channel or yeah, but that has nothing to do with being sued where the solution is. Nothing. I mean, oh, you mean why? Oh, Treasure W, why do you do? Okay, you're talking to Ben. I mean, you have, yeah, I guess you asked him. I don't know. He can answer you. And if that's true and there is a video, they could just get if it was a legit lawsuit, he could get that through discovery and he'd have to show it. Or he could be deposed or what there's several other ways they could get that information out of him. He couldn't just hold it if he wanted to without the court could make him give it up. The Maverick's dead, my man. Nothing he can do now. That's the problem. If he was still alive, I think maybe I might agree with you. But let's face it, as I said earlier, he lied to us. He was giving hints to people in the chase. So I mean, I don't know how much faith I would have had him anyways. Two trips. I don't need a hint explained. I believe in the solution that's out there for the most part. All right, man. We'll see. I'm gonna go on my business trying to find some other treasures, and then if something comes out, you can say I told you so. But till then, I'm not gonna watch or you know keep up with it or anything. Oh, he definitely did. He definitely did, man. Heck, you even played it. You even played it on your show a while back that I saw. What was that clip where if I re-hit it, they wouldn't find it? I mean, that right there should tell you. Well, I mean, you were talking about it, so clearly you realize that tells you plenty right there. He definitely gave Cynthia hints. There's no question. Yeah, there's no proof. We'll never have evidence, but you know, that is much more reasonable a thought than that he didn't. And I know your point about the Lacey Creek. I get all that, man. I get all that. I know what you're saying, proven liars, but sir, you can't just someone lies. It doesn't you catch someone in a lie. I mean, you lied several times too, bro. I'm just being real with you. So does that mean you're a liar 100% of the time? No, of course not. We all lie. Cynthia lied. Whatever. Doesn't mean she's lying about everything. I mean, he gave her hints. But of course, that's why she went up to Wyoming. She was a diehard New Mexico searcher, and he's working. She's working for him, helping him with emails. I mean, dude. I mean, it didn't matter, right? She didn't find it, but that's really not the point. I mean, she. A lot of people have lied, right? It's a treasure hunt. I'm not saying that makes it okay, but that just comes with the territory. A lot of people lied. Exactly, two trips. Exactly. He's blaming it on some lawsuit. I mean, get out of here. Jack and the video are still in play. Two, wait. Oh, for the JCB. Yeah, two trips. Good luck. Yeah, Jack said, Jack said, fuck this. I'm taking my million or 800 grand or whatever he got and rode off into the sunset. Jack's the smartest one here, man. I mean, you got to give it to him. He played everybody. Now, he messed up because he lost money on that. He could have gotten more than what he got. But aside from that, I mean, he wins. I mean, Jesus. I mean, depending on what version you believe, he found that shit in the fall and left it out there and went back and retrieved it the first few days after COVID when they reopened the park. Shit. Got his residency thing in Puerto Rico, got his tax break, even though I thought the taxes were paid, but I guess once he sold it, he would have to pay capital gains, so he got a break on that probably. Jack posted he might look for JCB boxes. Yeah, but look, Jack was a ghost during the chase. He put out one video and called in AGK a couple of times. I mean, he wasn't like one of us out there in all the chats and in the forums. And I mean, I guess he was on Reddit. So I guess, but yeah, I guess so. Now that I'm really rethinking it while I'm talking about it, I forgot about Reddit. But still, I think he was on the quieter side. He was a quiet presence. He had a lot on Reddit, but I don't think he was on any of the other forums. He wasn't on Chase Chat or Thor, I don't think, or Harry's. Balls of Steel, I mean, or crazy, but either way, thanks WCs, even if you are from Michigan. Oh, two trips. Are you from Ohio? Oh boy. Oh boy. See what I'm saying? See what I said? Who cares earlier? I said we got some couple of some searchers from Ohio that are a little woo-oo. And that Stoof, now that Ben's here, I don't know if he's still here, but that Stoof.com, I haven't, I mean, it's out there. Like people, we're being asked to follow something that we know nothing about. I mean, I don't know whose site that is, what the purpose is, what's the end game. Is there a prize to be won? I mean, I don't know anything about it. I mean, did Shiloh put that up? I don't know. I think Ben said it definitely wasn't Shiloh, but I don't know. You scared Ben off? I mean, I hope he didn't take offense to what I said. I think he pretty much would agree with what I said. I was just being straight. But, we're all proven liars and to one degree or another. What Forrest say, Lorraine Mills? What do you say? Everyone's a charlatan, or everyone has some charlatan in them, or something like that. Especially in a treasure hunt. That's worth $1 million, you know? I mean, two trips, the thing is, there's nothing to even doubt because you haven't said anything, you know? I don't, You haven't said anything. You haven't said the state. You haven't said a single clue. Where's your War Mother's halt? Tell me that. I don't. And I mean, look, if there's something else coming from Shiloh, I hope so. I mean, I do. If he's going to release the solution, I think that would be great. And if that ever happens, then I'll say, hey, it's about time, and I'd say thank you. Rooster's 5 years, yeah. Captain Kidd, I'm telling you, I'm not going to say who he is, but in the Discord, there's someone who says who wouldn't reveal anything because they want to go back one more time to check their spot. I mean, it's like, what? For what? What are you checking? Would he say he's surprised it's not found if it was in Alaska? I mean, I think Alaska, well, I wouldn't say it's out, but that comment he said about the Rockies yesterday, that's pretty much eliminates anywhere outside the Rockies for me. But he's finishing his plan. I mean, look, I'm not being argumentative, but I'm just saying, if the plan doesn't include the solution, why would what could it be that we possibly would give a crap about it? I mean, seriously. He said himself, he's not doing a treasure hunt. He said himself on the Netflix, he said he'd be ill-advised for someone to do their own treasure hunt. So it's not that. So if it's not the solution, why? What could it possibly be that we'd care about? I mean, seriously, that's all anyone wants to know about the hunt. I just wish he would just give out the solution, but he doesn't want to. So that's fine. Anyone who knows their history and is a bit of a movie buff would do well with FF Hunt. Oh my God. See, there's that cryptic language I was telling you about earlier. That's how they talk. Yes, two trips, you are a they. That's how they talk in code. And like, yeah, what happened to Jens? I thought he was doing a documentary. I mean, geez, Jens. I mean, I know he's not part of this, ever watch this channel, but yo, dude, what happened? And the little bit of footage that he released, I really liked it. I mean, I would love to see him do something. What the hell's going on with that? I don't know if it's a funding thing or he's just scrapped the whole project or what. You can't care about how someone could come to a solution if you don't know the solution, because then it's meaningless, right? If it's 9 Mile Hole, for instance, I don't want to hear, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, what could possibly tell you about coming to the solution without giving you the solution? I don't understand what you're saying. New footage of Forest would rule. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, Again, who cares? I'm like kind of your name. Who cares, right? I just want to know this. I just want the solution. That's all I want. Nothing else. Or like, oh wait, I'm sorry. The auction site would interest me. Information on that would interest me, but nothing else. I mean, if there's footage about, Forrest talking to Jens about the war or something, I mean, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be that interested in it. I might watch it, but I want the solution. That's what interests me. And the analogy's been used before. It's like saying somebody won the lotto, but then you don't see their ticket, right? You don't reveal the winning numbers. Oh, he just, trust me, he won the lotto. It doesn't matter what the numbers were. It's the exact same thing. We need to know the numbers. What does Greg always say? We want the nine clues. What are the nine clues? I was in the room. You were in the room. Ah, Greg cracked me up, man. He hasn't posted. I don't really look for fans, so I don't know. Usually that stuff finds their way to my feed because I'd watched so much of it. But I haven't seen anything like that recently from either Greg or Barb or Street or any of those guys. I just want to know how the poem was meant to work in Forrest's mind. I mean, that would be gravy. Who cares? Like, if they'd said yes, it's 9 Mile Hole, that's all I need to know because I can work the poem out, right? Madison Junction, take it down down the canyon, down the road, turn into 9 Mile Hole, cross Fenton Rock, make a left, go to the creek, make a right, and then make another right to the Blaze. And then, I mean, that's the solution, right? If it's 9 Mile Hole, I don't really need to hear him explain it. I think Jack is part of the backstory. The other half of the story, he was picked because they knew he would stay quiet. Oh. I mean, even Shiloh said in the documentary, if anyone would get picked, and I could totally see this, and I even chuckled. He goes, "Trust me, it would not be Jack Stoof," and I can totally agree with that. There's no way Forrest. Nothing wrong with Jack, but they're clearly on two opposite ends of the spectrum. Those two, right? There's no chance Forrest would handpick Jack if there was some kind of conspiracy, that he just gave it to him. And lots of people would stay quiet for $1 million, 2 trips. He could have picked me. I would have shut my mouth. Jack is he's a smart, kind of scheming type of guy, you know. He's exactly the type of guy that would find the treasure, in my opinion. Of course, who cares? I agree exactly. No need for all that stuff. Just say, hey, it's over. Or he could have put a deadline. He could have said, at the end of the search season, we're calling it and giving everybody one last summer to go look for it. Yeah, exactly, Captain Kidd. It's just unfortunate because it was so cool. and it just got sullied, at the end. That's the shit. That's what sucks. I mean, it's beyond cool. It was awesome. And those of us who put time and went out there and searched and, it was important to us. Oh, Jack is a relative. I see. I got you. I've heard that before. Definitely have heard that one before. Jack had been searching 9 Mile Hole for since 2018. He posted all over Reddit about it. He made a video. He called in the AGK. The guy was a searcher. He was one of us. I mean, I wish, I would like Jack to have said more than he did too. But, but he did it. Well, look, Justin, hopefully, and it so far appears to, I know, Ben has issues with Justin's hunt, but hopefully he keeps it straight and has learned from some of Forrest's mistakes. It's going to be a good hunt. I've gone once, boots on the ground. I hope to go again this summer, but things have been difficult for me. I don't know if I'll be able to get out there. Timing and some health things I'm dealing with, but nothing too major, but it's keeping me here anyways. Um, so we'll see if I go back out, but I lost my train of thought. But yeah, hopefully this hunt will go smoother and end much smoother. And I think it will. I mean, Justin has already said he was going to reveal the location. So that's one major hurdle to keeping it legit and above board. Marietta Wetherill was kidnapped along with another student in Utah by Indians. Richard and his brother were unable to pay the full 2,000 ransom. They substituted 22 horses for the missed. It won't go smoother. Who cares? You don't think so? It's illegal for treasure hunts to have clean endings. What is 2 trips? I mean, yeah, so that's kind of a meaningless point. Again, I'm not trying to be rude, but it doesn't matter. So what? Justin's doesn't have that either. In fact, he told us as much. He said that who was it? Was it Shiloh that went looking once, or was it maybe Clayton that went looking once for his treasure? So that's not an issue. Just because it doesn't have a rule against family members means the finder is a family member? I mean, that's not a logical connection. Yeah, neither does none of them do. They substituted 22 horses for the missed silver. They didn't count the silver. Too busy checking out the horses. I don't know, man. I mean, look, two trips is in a very, very small minority, and that's fine. All right, two trips. If you say so. I mean, I'm sure you have no evidence of that, but that's all right. This is the internet. We can say anything, right? All right, what else, guys? Anything else? Anything else you want to mention or discuss? Like I always say, I'm here as long as you want, but it's audience driven. I already went through my Justin Q&A stuff. If you have any questions on that, I'll be happy to answer too. But other than that, I'm kind of running out of stuff. Two trips, you cracked me up, man. Still haven't given me the state you'd think it's in. Who cares? Pokemon, I promise you, is not in Arkansas. I'm not going to make the same statement for PNF, even though I don't think it's in Ohio. But I promise Pokemon is not in Arkansas. Just like I promise Posey is not in Montana. Time will tell. I'm looking bad on the Montana thing. Man, everybody's up there. Maybe I just don't want to be in Montana because flew into Montana 8 freaking times, whatever it was, even though I was searching Wyoming. Forest fence, yeah. Hey, that's just as reasonable as what two trips is thinking, probably. So I'll take it. Usually the people that are on the conspiracy train are New Mexico searchers, usually, but not always. I'd say the majority are, but I've seen conspiracy from every state. So, we got Colorado certainly represented, and we also have Montana represented. Hollywood Bowl, built, opened in 1992, 1922. Two trips. Are you saying it's in California? Oh man, I hope you say yes. I'm really gonna go flip my lid. Two trips. I'm only halfway serious. I'm just having a little fun, but I'm kind of serious too. What's the point of the Hollywood Bowl? King Tut's tomb. Was it Al Capone's vault? Hurry, call Geraldo. King Tut. Hollywood in the Medium article. I don't remember the Medium article. I'd have to go look at it again. It's been a while since I've read it. All right, guys. Anything else? I'm probably gonna Shut her down. Maybe go to Discord. I don't know if they're chatting over there or not. Let me see. Looks like they are. Oh man, a lot of people chatting over in Discord. Larry, come check out Discord when you can. 22? You mean like Forrest's birthday? Is that? Yeah, different circus, same monkeys, pretty much. You're right about that. There's a lot of new monkeys too, though. A lot of new but yes, a lot of the same monkeys for sure. Oh, 1922. I see. So the 22 means something because Forrest's birthday is August 22nd. And he hid the chest on September 22nd. How about that? That's when he hid it. All right, Captain Kidd, glad you stopped by. You're welcome. And we'll see, more stuff happens with either Justin or JCB. I'll be back. Or if I have some, want to talk to Two Trips about his solve, maybe we'll do a special live with Two Trips. Just kidding. All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Had a good time. And we'll see you at the next stream. Stop by Discord if you want to get into the JCB or the Justin Posey hunt. All right. See y'all later.